Hello everyone, welcome here to Musicians Edition. My name is Evan on the guitar today, and in this video we're going to be taking on Greensleeves, a classic song that is probably a tune you'll recognize, but for our purposes, it'll be for us to practice moving across a few different of these strings, playing a nice melody. So we're going to be playing the A, D, and G strings for this one. So if you've been keeping up with my recent videos, I've been progressing through the strings from high E, working our way down. We have made our way to the A string, so we're ready to practice playing with some of these notes here. So here it is. You can go ahead and hear what you're going to play. So even if you don't know the name of this one, it's a really familiar tune. There's a few cool things we're going to practice on top of moving between some of these strings, a few new things that... So if you are interested in theory and sheet music, we will show some of that in here where we're going to see a couple new things. This one is in 3/4, so instead of counting 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to be counting it in 1, 2, 3s. And you can see with the swing in this song, there's going to be some interesting kinds of notes that we'll play. And if you're not interested in the theory and sheet music side, it's just good practice moving across, playing a melody here. So there's a bit of something for everyone. All right, so the notes that we're going to play in here, so we can go ahead and be prepared. From low to high, we're going to be playing A, openly on the A string there. Open A. We're also going to be playing C on that same string, but just on the 3rd fret. So we're going to be playing A and C. We're going to go up a string. We're going to play open Ds on this one. D openly. E on the 2nd fret, and F on that 3rd fret. So far we're going to play A, C, D, E, and F. We're also going to be going one string higher and playing G openly. So that is that G string we're going to play openly. We're also going to play A. We're also going to play B, all on that same G string. So G, A's on the 2nd fret, B's on the 3rd fret. If you don't remember what I just talked about, it's fine. There's going to be tabs, and you'll be able to follow along. So, one more time, that was A, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So that's open, 3 on A. On D string, it's open, 2, 3. G string, it's open, 2, 3 as well. That is what we'll be singing this one. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take it on. We're going to start off with open D, then on to the 3rd fret of the D string. That's D, then F. Easy enough. D then F, open to 3. Then we're going to go up a string. We're going to play G open and then the 2nd fret. That is G to A, if you care to know. So it was D to F, open 3, then up a string, O2, which was G to A. So one more time. Okay, then here we had our first dotted quarter note, which was on that A. That's going to lead us into an 8th note. So instead of playing just straight 1, 2, 3, since we're counting in 3, 4, it's not just, let's see, we have a 2, 3, and a 2, so instead of 1, 2, 3, what we're doing is we're playing dotted quarter note, then an 8th, then a quarter note. So that 2nd note, instead of getting played right on the 2, gets played on about the 2 1/2. The 3rd note comes in on the 3 as normal, so it gives us a little bit of swing here. So instead of, we have that. Okay, so it adds a bit more swing into it, so when we do play that all together here, we're going to hear a bit of this. Okay, so that's what the little swing is in here. So that is dotted quarter note playing 1.5 beats, 8th note coming in on instead of the 2, it's the 2 1/2, and then our 3rd note plays on the 3 as usual. So get used to that. We'll practice it a few times here because that's going to come back quite a bit here. So from the top, one more time, we had D string, O3, up to G string, O2, 3, 2, open. That's where we're at so far, so one more time. And again, that is our 1, and then coming in on the 2.5, then on the 3 again, our bit of swing thrown in there. We're going to do 2 more notes for this part. And at the end of this that we just played, we're going to be going back to the D string, play the 2nd fret, and and then go back down to the A string to play our first C on the 3rd fret. So last 2 notes we're going to throw in is 2nd fret of D, which is E, and then down to C on the 3rd fret. So all together here, we have O3 up a string, O2, 3, 2, O, back down a string, 2, 3, down another string to C. One more time without me talking so much. Practice that all if you need to. If it helps you to have a metronome on, that is what helps me with some of these sometimes. So if, especially with that dotted quarter note into the 8th, make sure you have that down so it sounds just like how I played it. And so if you do have that metronome on, you're playing right on the ticker of 1, and then you're skipping the 2 and playing right in between the 2 and the 3, and then that 3rd note comes right on the 3. So one more time, here's how I play it. Okay, and that's going to lead us into our next part. So if you don't have that down, if you need more practice with this rhythm, go ahead and do it. It's the same kind of thing that's just going to keep coming back, so make sure you do got it down. And that's pretty much the hardest part of this. The rest of this is not very difficult, so let's go ahead and keep going. So from there, we're going to play D string, just our 3 notes on there, which are 0, 2, 3, D, E, and F. So with the same kind of rhythm, right there. 1/8, quarter, then a half. There that is. And we're going to play 2 D strings. Okay, so one more time. Okay, not too bad so far. Let's finish this off with 3 more notes. We're going to go down to C, 3rd fret of that A string right there. That's C. And this is going to be 1/8, quarter, half again, so this is going to have a bit of swing. So we're going to go quickly from this C up to D, which is going to be played with the D string openly. And then we're going to finish on the 2nd fret of that D string, which is going to be on E. So that is 3, O, 2, so 3 up a string open, and then 2 on that D string. So this little part together here, we started with 0, 2, 3 on the D, then 2 Ds, and then this part was C. Okay, so one more time. 0, 2, 3, 0, 0, 3, O, 2. One more time. Okay, so everything together here, let's see what we got from the top. Okay, there it is. I want to add 2 more notes onto this, and then we'll come back to it again. 2 more notes just to finish this little part off. We're going to go down to C, then we're going to lift up and play A. So that is C, then A. Right on the end of this is where we're going to throw it. So we'll go ahead and play this one more time with this thrown in on the end. So here that is from the top with D to F, that 0, 3. Here it is. At the end, we just threw in that C, then A. Bum, bum, to finish it off. And if you've stuck with me this far, you'll be glad to know this next part is mostly just a repetition of what we already played. We're pretty much going to do this thing one more time. On the second half, there's going to be a few different kinds of notes, but it is very similar. So you're almost there. So straight after we played that low A, we went C to A. We're going to come up and we're going to go back to what we started with at the beginning, which was D, then F, that's 0, 3, and we're going to play this same part out exactly how we did before. Let's hear that. Well, I hope that's familiar because that's exactly what we played in the previous line. So that was easy enough. Same exact thing from before. This one is going to be similar as the previous one, but a few different notes. Let's go ahead and do that. So starting with this 0, 2, 3, that is going to be D, E, F. Okay, that part is the same. This next part is where it's going to change a bit. We're going to go 2, 0 on that D string. So, and then we're going to come down to A. So this is going to be 2, 0, down a string, open to A. So that is E, D, A, all in a row. And of course, with our with our eighth into quarter into the half, a familiar one. And what I'm doing is I'm muting the D string as I switch. I'm using my other finger to mute it. You can of course be playing this with a pick. It's whatever you want to practice more of here. You can try it with finger picking and using the actual pick. But whatever, you can use any part of your finger, any part of your hand to try and mute this D string as you switch up to the A, so you don't hear both of them together. You just want to hear that A by itself. So if you're finger picking, I'm usually picking with my thumb, and then I'm using my index finger to mute this D string before I play the A up there. Okay? But if you're using a pick, use whatever part of your hand you can to mute that before you go up and play A there. Okay, so together here we had... Okay, so that was starting with the D string, O, 2, 3, 2, O, back down to A, open on the A string there. One more time. Okay, we're almost done. Let's finish this off. We're gonna play A back up to D, and then 2 more Ds. And we're done. So as I'm going from A to D, I'm again muting that A string as I'm switching because I don't want to hear both, so that is... And I can use the top part of my thumb to mute that A just as or just before I'm playing that D, like that. Or if you're using your pick, use your thumb as well or the top part of your pick to mute this as you move up to the higher string. So all together here, this last little part, it was O, 2, 3, 2, O, A, D, D, D. And one more time without me talking through it, here it is. All right, let's do this last line all by itself and then we'll connect it. So from this beginning of the O3, O2, let's go ahead and do that. And here it is. Okay, nice and slow. Hopefully you can follow along with that. That's the bottom line here. Let's go ahead and combine everything together. I'll play it a bit slower here as we connect it all, so you can follow along there, and then we'll go ahead and show it to you one more time full speed so you can match it up. Again, if you're struggling with rhythm, put on a metronome, or you can match it up with mine the best you can here to work on that timing of the little swings we have. If you're having trouble connecting these parts, just really slow it down, work on your muscle memory and those finger movements of where those fingers need to be. And then as you get more comfortable, speed it up. As you can play it quicker, go ahead and do so. So from the top a bit slower. There's our slowed down version. So make sure you're practicing this when you're ready. Make it quicker. And here was our full quicker version all together here so you can hear it again. And that is it for us here on Greensleeves. So that was playing in 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. We didn't focus too much on counting it out, but as long as you can match it up with me, you get a feel for how this is in 1, 2, 3 as opposed to in 4s. So if you're practicing with a metronome, make sure you do set it to 3/4 for our time signature there. And this was also great practice moving between these three strings, A, D, and G. So I hope you feel more comfortable with these three strings. Stay tuned to future lessons as we practice songs and exercises, some melodies and riffs to practice moving across these strings. Stay tuned as I continue to break down the notes on these strings as well, and much more to come. Have fun playing, and we'll see you next time.